Hey guys, welcome back to Panther Network. This is Taco Tuesday. I'm Aiden Gomez, and this is
Jackson Mayo.
here to give you the weekend football from college to NFL. And first up, we got Vols, Georgia. Georgia,
I mean,
31-17.
At half, it was close.
It was
We
close.
just didn't do anything coming out.
Yeah, and I feel like there was definitely some penalties missed and not good calls on
Especially
both
that
sides.
fumble. Tennessee should have got the ball back.
That and that face mask.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was really a face mask. I feel like his helmet kind of just came off on his own.
Yeah.
I don't know if that should have been called, but there was definitely some little bad officiating on that game. But no, it was a good game through like halfway through, and then Georgia ended up pulling him away, which also has to do with the fact that they were playing at home because that atmosphere is also crazy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, right now, Dylan Sampson is Tennessee's whole offense.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. Tennessee in the new rankings were what 12? We can pull that up right now. We dropped
13.
quite a bit, and this
No,
isn't
13.
the playoff rankings. Oh, we're 10 in the AP rankings.
Yeah, I think the playoff we might be 13.
Playoff isn't out. Playoff
It's
comes
not
out tonight.
It's tonight, yeah.
Might be in the coaches poll.
Yeah.
Let's go into that though. Right now we got Oregon at 1, same exact top 5 as last week, and then Notre Dame moves up 2 spots to 6. Alabama moves up 2 spots to 7. Georgia moves up 3 spots to 8, and then Ole Miss 9, Tennessee 10.
Yeah, with that loss to Georgia when Tennessee, that basically just made Tennessee behind all the front-running SEC teams right now, and so
we still have a pretty good chance.
It's like a 57% chance or something like that getting in that playoff bracket, but it depends on how Alabama, Georgia, and Ole Miss plays. Texas is going to be in
rankings. I'm so shocked that Ole Miss is 9 after beating Georgia by multiple scores.
Yeah,
just
I feel like
before.
I feel like Bama should be. I feel like Ole Miss should go to 7, and Bama and Georgia go down to 8 and 9.
Yeah.
With Bama in front of Georgia. I like the top 5 though. I think the top 5 is very valid.
Mm-hmm. Big game this week: Ohio
State. I'm pulling for Indiana.
Oh yeah, of course.
They're going to be the underdogs because
it's Ohio State.
Yeah, it's Ohio State, and they're at Ohio State too in that stadium. But yeah, no, I'm pulling for Indiana. I'm hoping they win, because they're undefeated. Imagine an undefeated season by Indiana.
Not only that, it's someone new this year.
Yeah,
it's Indiana. Sure, not many people were calling that at the beginning of the season.
And Texas plays Kentucky this week. I don't know how that game will play out. I mean, Kentucky's given many teams a hard time.
I mean, yeah, Georgia, that was a close game, tied at half. Or I want to say Kentucky might have been leading at half.
I think the lead was changing constant that entire game. But no, and then Kentucky also gave Tennessee a hard time, but they ended up pulling out the win.
Beat Ole Miss.
Yeah, that too.
So I mean,
they have a good defense. If they can play really good on defense, and then just find a way to win on
a way to stop Quinn Ewers.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no. Next up, we got for some NFL.
Chargers Bengals. That was a real good game. Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, Chargers.
The Chargers are. I mean, they're 7-3 now.
Yeah, Justin Herbert looked good.
Team. Oh yeah,
I should have started out my fantasy.
Really underrated. What about Joe Burrow? He's played lights out football the past 3 weeks, and I mean, still the Bengals lost the past 2 weeks with him. In the past 2 weeks, throwing 7 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns. Week before against the Ravens, I want to say, and then against the Bengals, 3 touchdowns, or against the Chargers, not against the Bengals.
3 touchdowns, 356 yards. It was he played really good. Justin Herbert did too, almost 300 yards with 2 touchdowns as well.
What about J.K. Dobbins, comeback player of the year, front runner right now? I'd say.
Yeah, that's valid. That's.
He had multiple injuries last year. He was almost going to retire before this season. The Chargers pick him up. He's played great. Had the touchdown to seal the game.
Mhm.
It was tied 27-27. He goes down, seconds left, scores, calls the game, 34-27 final score. I mean, he's played real good this year.
Yeah, good Sunday night football.
I feel like Jim Harbaugh has really helped the Chargers this year.
Yeah.
Their defense has been playing lights out. Khalil Mack didn't play, which they did let up a lot of points. But in that first half, the Bengals only scored 6 points. I think it was 21-6, 24-6 after half.
Let's take a look, actually. It was, 6 to
6-24.
Yeah, couldn't do math. 6-24 at half. Bengals came back 14 in the third quarter.
What about the Bengals being 4-7? That's kind of shocking.
Yeah, after
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they should be good this year, but
They have a lot of good players.
Yeah,
Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Trey Hendrickson's been playing real good.
Mm-hmm. T. Higgins was out, and then he had a good game. He had let me take a look. Sorry. Yeah, 150 yards and a touchdown. I mean,
9 receptions. Yeah.
16.4 average. I mean, he played really
good.
good. He hadn't played a crazy good all year, but that was probably his best game of all the entire season. And so, yeah, it was a close one. Good Sunday night football though. Mm-hmm. Next up, we got
Chiefs Bills. Chiefs finally lose.
Finally, man, they should have lost last week, but that was a good game.
Mm-hmm. The Bills have been playing pretty good. I mean, they're 8-2 right now, second in the AFC. Chiefs are still the 1 seed.
Yeah, and the way Josh Allen would run.
Josh Allen runs hard.
Yeah, I mean,
did you see that play? He trucks into the end zone.
Yeah, he breaks like 3. He broke like
2 or 3. Yeah, he's
tackles.
A big guy, around 240 pounds, 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah, he's massive. Yeah, no, that was a good game as well.
Just playing real good football right now. The Bills, especially with Amari Cooper, he's helped their offense a ton. And their defense has been very solid. First in the AFC East, 130-21.
Yeah, they at half. I mean, Chiefs had the lead 14-10. I mean, no, 14. No, they didn't have the lead. Sorry, it was 16-14.
Yeah.
But I mean, how many times have they won being down at half? It was like they've won like 6 games this season. They've been down at half and they've won it almost every single one of those games. It was like
it's shocking that they were undefeated going into it.
Yeah, that they should have. They most likely should have lost last week, but that blocked field goal by the Kansas City field goal team.
Patrick Mahomes, kind of a real big down year. He only went for 196 yards, 3 touchdowns, but then 2 picks also.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest game from him, but Josh Allen only had 260 yards.
He also
had
touchdown. 55 rushing yards though, and a touchdown rushing. Well. 12 carries for a quarterback.
Yeah,
you don't really see that. He's playing real good football, real physical player. James Cook, 9 carries, 20 yards, and 2 touchdowns. More of a goal line back for them.
Yeah, and then Xavier Worthy had a good game as well for the Chiefs. 61 yards, and I had a touchdown. He had that one really good week, I think, in week 1, and then kind of just fizzled out a little bit, like not really getting many targets. And then this week, he finally got, he got some activity, going with got a touchdown and 4 receptions for only 60 yards, but that's 15 yards average. So a good game by him.
What about the Lions right now? Their point differential, they're beating every opponent almost. I mean, this week it was 52-6 against the Jaguars. Great game. Right now they're on track to be a top 10 all-time team in points. in point differential. They're first in the NFL right now by 60 points. The next closest team is the Bills. I mean, they're beating teams and they're killing them whenever they play them.
Yeah, this past week it was they played the Jaguars. It was 52-6.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely smacked them, and then
Let's go through and look. I mean, some of their blowouts. They lost to the Buccaneers week 2, had a close game week 1. Then after that, they beat the Cardinals. Yeah. That was a close game. Go to the Seahawks, score 42 points, win 42-29. Jared Goff, I mean, he's been playing great this year. And then after that, we had the Cowboys win 47-9. Close game against the Vikings, 31-29. Go to the Titans, win 52-14. Beat the Packers 24-14. Close game against the Texans again, and then beat the Jaguars 52-6. They're winning games and they're killing teams whenever they play them.
Yeah, it's a good season for the Lions. I think they're gonna go to the Super Bowl this year. They have to. I mean, they went to the NFC Championship last year and came up just short.
I'd love to see a Lions-Bills Super Bowl. I think that'd be a great game.
Yeah, I don't want the Chiefs to go back.
No.
I don't want them to three-peat.
Yeah, I would hate that.
Make me feel horrible.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I want somebody else to win it. And so I which one would you rather win though? Lions or Bills?
I don't know. I like the Lions. I mean, they've never won one. I don't think the Bills have either though. The Bills have been to 4, lost all 4.
Who would you rather want one though? Jared Goff or
I'm going to say Jared Goff.
I mean, because I mean he already went to one.
I think Josh Allen still can go back and win one. I don't think Jared Goff has that much longer.
Yeah,
I really like both teams. I love
Detroit's coach as well.
I really like Josh Allen too, though.
I feel like he's also due for one as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, they're both due for a Super Bowl win, but it would
they
just
got
to get there first,
It'd be a great game.
But yeah.
Let's see what we got after this. We can go back to the AP poll. I mean, it's wild right now. Going back to college football, let's take a look at everything. Washington State ranked 25. Surprised that they're even ranked. Illinois is ranked 24. UNLV 23. Iowa State 22. Arizona State 21. Tulane jumps up 5 spots to 20. South Carolina 19. Army drops to 18. They're still undefeated though. Clemson stays at 17. Colorado moves up to 16. Texas A&M 15.
Dropped 7, by the way.
BYU did, yeah. SMU 13, and then Boise State 12, Miami 11. Boise State, yeah. Boise State's been playing real good.
Ashton Genty, man.
You got to remember, too, week 2, Oregon only beat them by a field goal. In the fourth quarter, they won. I think it was 34-34. They kicked a field goal.
Yeah. I mean, they're playing.
They're a sneaky good team.
It's also a lot to do with Ashton Genty.
Mm-hmm. They could do some damage in the playoffs, though.
They just gotta win out.
They gotta get in the playoffs, but
they play Wyoming this week. I don't see that being a huge.
Wyoming hasn't been good all year.
Yeah, I don't. That should be an easy win.
Mm-hmm.
But no. Besides that, I mean,
I don't see them losing.
Yeah,
at all.
I don't.
12th right now. I mean, they just got to get into the playoff and then win out.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's a lot of teams. I mean, you look at the SEC this year; it's kind of been a toss-up.
It has. I mean,
I think
everybody has lost to somebody,
mm-hmm.
to somebody else, and then it's just like this person wins. This person loses. This person wins.
We're also getting to that point in the season where those, games earlier in the season, even if you have the head-to-head, it really might not matter. It's just who more recently has been doing great.
Yeah.
You kind of see that with Georgia, Ole Miss. I still do think Ole Miss should be ranked higher than Georgia and Alabama. I don't know, though. Ole Miss has been real good, I think. What about right now? Oregon gets every single first place vote. 62 first place votes, then Ohio State doesn't get any in the second.
I mean,
Mhm.
how can you not just give them that?
I don't know. Oregon, they don't really play anyone.
I mean, they beat Ohio State. They beat Boise State. That's technically a ranked win.
I don't know. I don't think the Big Ten is as good as people think. What?
They play Penn State?
I don't know.
I think they did. I think they won that. Did they not?
Yeah, I'm sure they did. Pull that up. Penn State only has one loss.
Yeah, they smacked Purdue this week as well.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a look. I mean, Penn State lost to Ohio State. So yeah.
I don't know. I just think those Big Ten teams are kind of inflated playing each other.
Yeah.
I don't think the Big Ten as a whole is that good, I think.
Yeah, I mean, considering the fact that the SEC has how many teams in the top 10?
A lot.
Yeah, Texas, Georgia, Ole Miss.
In the playoff race, yeah, Texas, Georgia, Ole Miss, Bama.
And Tennessee, technically. So that's
Texas
what,
A&M,
5?
maybe they're ranked 15. I mean, they could make a push.
I mean, that's 6 teams in the top 5. 5 in the college football playoff race.
In the top 10.
In the top 10
5.
as well.
Yeah.
I'm saying the top 15. Yeah, no, it was how many Big Ten teams are there?
I'm sure there are a lot just because right now the Big Ten isn't. I mean,
Yeah.
what? Oregon, Ohio State, Penn State.
Yeah,
Indiana.
number 1 is a Big Ten, 2 is Big Ten, 4 is Big Ten.
4 of the
5
top
is Big
5
Ten.
are Big Ten, and then SEC is 3.
But something that will really shake it up is
Texas.
Ohio State, Indiana this week.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever wins that,
rooting for Indiana. I think
Yeah.
Indiana goes to 3 potentially, and then Texas takes 2.
But yeah, I think that's it for this week. Make sure to follow us at all socials, Instagram, YouTube, and X, all at Panther Network. And see y'all next week.
That's it.